What is the best race that you've ever won?
Well, it has to be the 2008 Grand National winning with Comply or Die. I was very lucky in my second season to win it. You know, there's been many good trainers and jockeys that haven't won it, but I was lucky to win it.
What was the feeling like winning that? So was it like a bit of a monkey off the back? Or?
Well, yeah, it probably was. It helped me come out of my father's shadow maybe, but at the same time, probably don't appreciate it as much as you do. You know, I've been trying to do it again since, and it's very difficult. Comply or Die went back the next year and ran a tremendous race, finished second. But we're trying to find others for the race now. As I say, it's very competitive, and obviously they've made the field size smaller now as well.
What's your favourite holiday destination?
It's probably Portugal. It's
Yeah.
very easy, lovely. I've got a young family, they love it, and if they're happy in and out of the pool, then we can have a good holiday.
What's your go-to dinner, meal or takeaway, if you have one?
My wife does a very good chicken pie, nice roast. I'm fairly easily pleased.
What has been the toughest part of your career to date?
We've had good times and tough times. Whenever you lose a horse is a tough time. We lost a horse called Starchitect at Cheltenham a few years ago now. We weren't having a great season, and it looked as if he was gonna win and sort of maybe turn our season round. But yeah, we lost him, and you know, you can't come back from that.
Has there ever been a moment where you have thought about quitting as a trainer?
That was probably one of my lowest points when we lost Architect at Cheltenham. As I said, times were difficult, the horses weren't running very well, and he looked like he was going to turn it round, so that was a fairly low point.
What was the race that, when you were younger, you wanted to always win?
Every race. I do love the Queen Mother Champion Chase.
Yeah.
I was very lucky to train well Chief, and I won, even though we didn't win the race, the Tingle Creek, when he finished third to Moscow Flyer and Azertia Top, I still watch it now.
So who has been your best friend in horse racing?
The horse.
The horse?
Because none of us can do it without the horse.
Yeah.
You know, and you can keep the horse happy and healthy, and they'll run to the best of their ability. It's not always as quick as we want, but yeah, your horse, you can't do it without your horse.
What is the best horse you've trained then?
I have to say Comply or Die, don't I? Won the Grand National.
Yeah.
Well Chief was a very good horse. I was lucky to take over from my father, owned by the great David Johnson and his family. He was probably the highest rated horse I've trained so far.
What's your favourite movie of all time?
Shawshank Redemption.
Yeah, good. That's a good pick. Who is your then favourite music artist or band?
I like Coldplay. I went to watch them recently in Dublin, and yeah, I like Coldplay.
What has been your proudest moment in the sport?
Maybe my first 100 winners in the first season, and managing to get Cheltenham Festival winner.
Yeah.
In my first season, a horse called Gaspara. Lots of very memorable moments.
With your dad, obviously, being Martin, what is the first memory of horse racing or being around horses that you have?
Probably winning a cellar down at Newton Abbot many years ago, and that was my dad's dream, to win every selling hurdle, because he had cheap horses and he just tried to get the best out of them. So winning lots of races down at Newton Abbot, I think selling hurdle, it might have been a horse called Canusa.
So we're here in the lab, blood testing, which one of the things that your dad brought into and helped modernise with jumps racing. Is this something that you are proud to carry on?
Definitely, he tried to take the guesswork out of training as much as you can with a horse, and so the interval training, taking temperatures, bloods, trachea washes, yeah, you know, it's something that is very important to our yard, and you know, other people have copied. So
with your dad being a legend of jumps racing, what was it like growing up in the environment of going to races and people always looking at Martin to be the winner? Well,
as I grew up with it, I sort of took it for the norm, really. You know, to go racing, you have a couple winners, 3 winners, but it's not until you try and do it yourself that you realise how hard it is. So it was a magical era.
Did you then feel the pressure when you took over the licence from him?
Yeah, there was some pressure, but I was lucky in my first season to train 100 winners, have a Cheltenham Festival winner in my second season, win the Grand National with Comply or Die. And look, I was very lucky. I'd been assistant to my father, and I'd taken over a great yard, some loyal great staff and owners as well. So it was, it was a lovely place to take over.
So if you could pick one of your dad's horses to train, who would you pick?
He had some pretty good ones. One that got away was Valera Mix, who was going to win the champion hurdle and unfortunately had an injury in the race. He was he was a very good horse, and I think he probably could have gone on to win 2 or 3 champion hurdles.
So we stood outside Wind Beneath My Wings stable. He won very comfortably at Ascot.
Wind Beneath My Wings, boy, he looks impressive. He's very talented, clearly. He's 10-12 clear. Wind Beneath My Wings has torn the field apart, leading every step of the way. Wowza!
Is that the sort of performance that you're expecting for him?
We thought he was a very nice horse. He had some good form in Ireland, didn't you, boy? And he'd done some nice pieces of work at home, but I wasn't expecting a performance like that. I mean, it was quite breathtaking.
When you're watching a race like that, what's going through your mind? Is it like, are you thinking about future races that you could potentially be in, or just living in the moment?
You were living the moment for the last furlong. Look, we had high hopes for him, but you never quite know until they've got to go and do it.
Yeah.
But the way he quick and clear from winners was pretty good.
So what is next for him?
Next for him is the Cheltenham Festival.
Yeah.
He's had a little holiday since Ascot, and he will be geared up towards March.
With your horses then, what is it that you look for, like, in a horse when you're watching them on the gallops and when you're watching them school? Is there anything particular that you're looking for?
When you get a new horse in the yard, you need to learn about them. They need to settle into your routine, and what is normal for them, that's what you're looking for. We now know what's normal for him, so when he goes up the gallops and something is not normal, then that's when you have to look at the reasons why.
You've also had a winner in the Ascot Stakes at Royal Ascot with Junior.
Junior by 5 lengths to Aim to Prosper, then Guimar Rangefinder, Dayer Sleepy Hollow, El Yardi from the back, but they're not going to catch him. Junior's going to make every yard, 2.5 miles. What a great run. Junior wins, El Yardi snatches second.
What was the feeling of having a winner at Royal Ascot, which is something totally different to what you normally...
I think a lot of the jumps trainers love having winners on the flat, especially in these long distance races. It was... Once again, to have a Royal Ascot winner is amazing, and he went on to win at the Cheltenham Festival as well.
Yeah.
So we've come close a few times since, but like with anything, it's getting harder.
Our last question then for you today is: when you retire, how do you want to be remembered?
I'm not really worried how I remembered. Hopefully, hopefully a fair boss, and won a Grand National and trained a few winners.
Perfect. Brilliant to you. Good luck.
Thanks for coming down.